not as a scam, the pathway to democracy. It's a work in progress.
You know, when I grow up, I'm going to become a professor. Because they have different perspectives to everything. And I'm absolutely delighted that the holding the railings and not holding the railings might be a subject for research going forward. Who knows? Professor Jibo Ibrahim, considered one of such fecund mind and considered a disruptor, has done just what he knows how to do. Let's give him a round of applause, please. I'm glad that there is a portion here where Kole responds, and so he's taking note of all the comments that everyone is making. At this point, I'd like to welcome another cerebral gentleman, Professor K. Ibiano, who is coming forward to deliver his goodwill. Prof, good morning. You have two hands to the railing.
Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm deeply delighted to be asked to give this goodwill message for my boss. Kole likes calling me, telling everybody that he's my boss. And I gladly accept that he's my boss. But what both Kole and I also know is that we are not just about a boss and a boss. We became more like brothers. I met Kole in the closing days of military rule. And it was friendship at first sight. About 2 years later, he single-handedly convinced me to join the Mercator Foundation. I wasn't sure if it was an altruistic act or he was just trying to boss somebody who is older than he is. But I take that. The only thing I want to tell you today, Kole, is that I'm just beginning to complete my recollections in writing of our Mercator days. And I will just give you a preview into some of the entries I have for you. You know, in a nutshell, in this development business, you essentially meet two kinds of people. The professionals who want to make a career, but more importantly, you also meet people who are in the development business as a calling. And it's not always that you find both in one person. When I joined Mercator Foundation, I did not just meet a boss, I met a brother. It's not often that your boss, on getting you appointed, also accommodates you in his house free of charge for almost 8 months, and still be able to maintain the boundaries between friendship, brotherhood, and being a boss. I know you very well. I was not part of this conspiracy, but I'm glad to be here. Knowing you, I'm sure you would have resisted as much as possible having this event. But I don't think we should ever take people like you for granted. In these days, in these trumping days, where the things that divide us trump the things that unite us, where efficiency trumps kindness. We cannot take people like you for granted. I am really, really pleased for you at 65, and I will gladly answer somebody who you bossed any day, anytime. Happy birthday, my boss, and thank you, everybody.
If Professor Oke forgot to hold the railings, it is simply because he never needed it in the first place. And so he's just making a mockery of those of us who are holding it. And in the spirit of accountability, we'll hold you after this event, not now. Those of us who are over 60 and holding the railing, we're coming for you. It is just because the way you celebrated Kole is such that we might just forgive you for all of that. We'll just leave it and pretend we didn't see you. I'd like to congratulate Prof for his intervention, and he has explicated the real meaning of philanthropy when he says you need professionals in the CSO, but you also need those who want to make a career of being in it, because as we all know, we have non-governmental organizations, we have GONGOs, we have individual non-governmental organizations, we have CSOs, we have ICSOs, we have all those range of people, and it's not all those you see in the civil society space that is necessarily following it from an altruistic point of view, but more often than not, that is what they are doing. We have persons virtually joining us, and we see you. We thank you for joining to celebrate Dr. Kole Shetima at 65. And amongst those online is His Royal Highness Machinama, His Royal Highness Bashar al-Bashar. We thank you, sir, for finding the time to be with us at this time. I'd like to quickly then call on Dr. Dauda Garba to come forward and deliver his goodwill. Please encourage him. He has a long walk to make it to the podium. And as we do that, let us again celebrate our keynote, Dr. Emmanuel Akwete. A round of applause for him sitting patiently there. Welcome. Thank you, Dr.
Good morning, all of us, and permit me to speak on already existing protocol. I want to believe that I'm here because I'm the director of Center for Democracy and Development, and I also want to state that CDD is one great organization that had the benefit of enjoying all the brightest brain you have in this country. And in particular, the month of November and the month of February are very central months for the organization. In the month of November, we've had the opportunity of celebrating 3 eminent CDD associates, one a former director, one a senior research fellow, one a former member of the International Governing Council. And by that I'm referring to Dr. Jibril Ibrahim, Professor Jibril Ibrahim, Professor Adeleji Nadu, and Professor Okechukwu Ibianu. They all followed in turn to speak just before now. And in the month of February, we've had the founding director of the organization, Kayode Fayemi, and we also had Dr. Kole Shetima. I don't know of any organization that is that blessed, at least at that level, in terms of a think and do tank in this country. So to that, I think I'm fortunate also to head the organization. The real reason we are here today is to celebrate an erudite scholar, somebody who has given his best as a development sector person, and I don't know of any part of the country that he has not made serious impact. And like as rightly asserted by Professor Adele Jinadu, he is a citizen of the world. And you have a citizen of the world also sitting closely to the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. I think we all have all that we need in one hall. So in that context, I think that today's event is a very cerebral one for us, and we should all enjoy for having somebody like Kole Shettima. Agreed that from John Oda's presentation, Kole is still a young person, where if Kole is a young person, I'm certainly a toddler. And if you look at somebody like Professor Adele Jinadu, who is in his 80s, then we have to agree that what brought us here today is really nothing. He has played a serious mentor role for our organization, from being a member of the International Governing Council to being the chair of the International Governing Council, where he stepped down in September last year. And now he's on the trustee of the Center for Democracy, is a trustee of the Center for Democracy and Development. To a very large extent, I'm sure everyone that is present here will agree that CDD is one organization that has had the opportunity of benefiting in all realms, the best that this country presents, that will help in navigating the issue of democracy and development. He's funded several programs too by being the director of the African office of MacArthur Foundation. So in that context, we join the rest of the world, given that you are a citizen of the world, to congratulate you at age 65, and also to say that you have more to do for this country as well as the rest of the world. We appreciate you. We say happy birthday to you, and we wish you many more years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Head CDD Nigeria. We appreciate your intervention. And we all know, of course, that the reason we're here, using the symposium as the pathway, the role of philanthropy in strengthening democracy in Africa, is to celebrate a gentleman's gentleman, Dr. Kole Shettima. At this point, I'd like to also mention that we have international organizations, IOs, and UN entity members who provide cross-cutting provision for the underprivileged in the society. And they have also come to celebrate Kole, and we thank them. We have Mandate Secretary from the FCT, who is seated with us today. We thank you for making the time to join us from the Federal Capital Territory. And we, of course, also have my friend Chido, who's sitting not too far away from me. Chido Onuma is here. And we have several professionals and members of the civil society organization across board who are here with us. We thank you all for joining us for this very important event. I'd like to immediately call Mrs. Habiba Umar Kalgo to come forward and deliver her intervention. As we all know, Kole is quite famous for gender inclusion, and Mrs. Habiba Kalgo, if she is here, should make her way. Dr. Saliu, is she here? Is Mrs. Kalgo here? No, she's not. Okay, so we'll quickly move to, she is here. The issue of philanthropy, the issue of community, the importance of identity. Mrs. Kalgo is here. She's not represented, and she's making her way to the front. She was seated very far in the back. Give her a round of applause as she makes her way. Thank you very much. Although I do need to ask John Oda why there is only one woman in this goodwill message. I cannot understand. Where are all the other women for goodwill now, other than one other very special woman who will speak later? Please come forward. Please keep coming. You know, it was Chimamanda who said, I'm a lady, I like lipstick, it doesn't prevent me from being a good writer. Look at her glorious colors of orange and black. Welcome.
Thank you very much for the compliment. Good morning, all, brothers, sisters, colleagues. You are all welcome. I was sitting here far behind because I came in and I was waiting for some of my classmates to come in. I'm glad to tell you I'm a classmate to Dr. Kole Shetima in the secondary school. So I'm speaking on behalf of two of our classmates behind there, Hassan Gangua. Please, can you stand up there? And Obamana. Can you stand up for identification? Yes. We went to the same secondary school on the same day and finished as classmates. And Dr. Kole has always been a wonderful classmate, a wonderful person in the class, very quiet but brilliant, and then helpful. He has always been assisting. So we are not surprised to find Dr. Kole where he is today. This is what he has been used to and he has been doing right from childhood. And we are proud of that. That is why we are here to identify with him and then to thank the organizers of this symposium for a well-thought thing to honor Dr. Kole. We are really proud of you guys. And we pray that the money you expended in organizing this program would be replenished in no time, very, very soon, and in abundance. We are really grateful. Dr. Kole has impacted on many lives. This is somebody who is seated here, who relates with everybody, regardless of any affiliation of religion, status, tribal, ethnic, racial, anything you can think of. He is for everybody. Once your path crosses, he's there for you. And he's a very patient person. Very, very patient person. Very committed, very dedicated, and very honest. One thing about him is honest, and he's down to earth. If he's going to do anything for you, he will say, yes, I will do it. And if you will not do it, he will find a way of telling you not to disturb him. That is how he is. He is a very, very, very passionate person. And I know he's passionate about his job. And like I said, we are not surprised to see Dr. Kole where he is today. We are proud of that. We are proud of that. And we are proud of you guys that associate with him. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Calgo, for giving us a sneak peek of the man you went to school with. I've worked in some venues where the staircase is not female friendly because we like to wear our heels, you know. And when the staircase is shaking, it's very difficult for you to, you know, you saw that Mrs. Calgo didn't need her railings. She was sprightly. She's wearing a kitten heel, and she managed to go down without that. So this is calling all venues to be gender inclusive. The staircase matters because we will wear our high heel, whether we are 72 or 75, and we will need to still use those staircases that need to be well put together, like the one we see at this venue. Take a look around you. The venue is very colly, simple. No airs, no noise, no plenty flowers. That's how the man is. Absolutely simple man. And those who decorated this venue understood the assignment. They kept it absolutely simple. That is how Kole is. He doesn't have any airs, flowers, frivolities. He just wants to do his job. And so we're all very, very proud of him. Permit me to welcome to the podium Mohammed Kati Machina. Welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
Do I need to أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I start by thanking Almighty Allah for showing us this day. Most of you are here from our friend and brother, Dr. Kole Shatima. But because there is no Machina in his name, people don't know that he is from Machina, far north in Yobe, one of the backward states in education. But Alhamdulillah, we are able to produce a citizen of the world. So I think we are not that backward. Yes. I stand behind, before you here, first to represent my emir is at the airport right now in Maiduguri, but there was some delay, maybe in the evening, but he will be here, inshallah. This was written to us. We have a group in Machina to celebrate one of our own. I read the speech of his emir before I come to my own. First, yes, I am the Marafa, I am the advisor to the emir. So he has asked me to represent him here. A childhood friend, he's also a classmate, that is to the emir, from 1966 to 1965. And at the same time glorify the Almighty Allah for keeping you in good health, good condition and good health. We thank Allah. In fact, you have gone down in the annals of Machina Emirate as one of the remarkable achievers in life, judging from how the society in general has portrayed you, and also judging from the way you touched so many lives positively in the course of your duties, as well on personal note. I urge you not to relent in your effort. This is the Emir talking to you, sir. I pray to Almighty Allah, excuse me, I urge you not to, I pray to Almighty Allah to give you more wisdom and long life to further project your vision. It's not the end. Yes. Yes. The royalty of Machina is sincerely appreciate the organizers of this momentous occasion for your foresight in acknowledging this dynamic figure. You are not just a brother, but also a best friend. Don't worry about aging. It is something you started long time ago. Never stop believing in yourself. You have an incredible day, I hope so. You have achieved so much and there are more to come, inshallah. I, His Royal Highness the Emir of Machina, on behalf of the good people of Machina Emirate, wish you happy birthday and many, many more. These are just to celebrate. Happy birthday from my Emir. Yes. And now my own. You are celebrating his 65th birthday, right? We are celebrating 59 years of friendship. Yes. He himself and the emir joined me in primary school when I was in class 2. They joined me in class 1. I don't know, maybe we knew each other in the village, but we are not in the same neighborhood in our village. But somehow when we got to the primary school, we became the best of friends, the three of us. The emir, myself, and doctor. And I met most of the people here who know me because of my association with doctor. So I think it's an honor. Yes. From that 59 years I've been talking about to date, so many things have happened. But one thing I would like to remind Kole was that in 1977, when he finished his secondary school together with Habiba, he wrote to me, I was in the US then, that he has gotten a job, level 3 job with the local government. I said, what is local government job? Leave that job and go to school, and the rest is history. So I am proud to be part of the development of our friend here, because I know without schooling we will not be here. Yes, and then one other thing that I would want to remind him is, it was in my house that we arranged the marriage of his wife, who is right now there. So doctor will not forget that. So when you talk of doctor's friend, yes, you are all his friends, but we are more than friends. We are friends and brothers. For this, I wish Dr. Kole happy birthday, and I hope he will continue with what he has been doing. Thank you very much.
That's the way it is. We have Malam Muhammad Kati Machina, who has given the Emir's address and also given his own address. The high point for me in the cusp of Valentine is that it was in his house that the marriage was arranged, you see. And for me that's very important, because if you study Kole very well, he reminds me a lot of my husband. You need to like find the emotion, like be looking for it after the walk. You need to find out. I'd like to meet Madame and ask her what was it he said to her. That would be a conversation for another day. Having heard from Malam Machina, it's time for us to invite a man who believes that leadership is critical, philanthropy is important, and democracy is the be-all and do-all for nations who do not understand that it's important to carry the citizens along in whatever needs to be done. And setting up the Amandla Institute, he has ensured that it's Africa-wide and given it a very special name like Amandla, and that freedom is what invites us to listen at this point to a gentleman very much after my heart, Dr. Kayode Fayemi.
Thank you, Eugenia.